This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know at the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Alivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Ty Higgins. Although the purchase of U.S. soybeans by China was welcomed news for farmers, that excitement is tempered by unkept trade promises from 2018. Brandon Kern is Deputy Executive Director of the Ohio Soybean Association.
I think that's still in the back of the mind of many soybean farmers is, phase 2 commitments never really happened. But I think that they are encouraged by the fact that the administration has made this a centerpiece of negotiations. I think the president in many public statements acknowledged that he understands the importance of the soybean exports to China. And I think as long as the administration continues to do that, we'll see the results.
Here we are in November, and we got the first cargo of beans heading to China. But for a long time, as they didn't open up their markets to our products, there was talk about some aid coming from the federal government. Where does that lie now that we're actually starting to move some product?
I think there's a lot of advocates on the Hill that are still advocating for an aid package. I think that we still see a need for an aid package. This puts us in a better position, the developments with China. But you have to remember, this was, twofold type of economic situation here that farmers were facing. Not only were soybean prices sliding, but their input costs are the other side of the equation that we did not have in 2018 and 19 that we have very much a real issue in the here and now. We see fertilizer costs, fuel costs, pesticide costs all increasing. So farmers are getting hit on both sides of the equation when it comes to the economics of running their farm operation. And so, with margins being so tight, and really USDA is projecting a soybean crop is $100 loss right now to produce it. So we still think there's a need. And so we're going to continue to advocate for some sort of aid package or bridge package to get us into the next growing season.
The conversation with the administration is changing. I think it's becoming a little bit less reserved. It used to be that, in agriculture, we would kind of take what the administration gave us and hoping, as we've heard for a long time, that the short-term pain would end up in long-term gain. We saw, soybean at the national level really take a stand on trade really throughout the entire year. We saw cattlemen in this whole Argentina beef deal where they kind of bit back a little bit and said, this isn't right. How is the narrative between American agriculture and the Trump administration changing to where we're becoming a little bit more vocal in what we believe and what we need to do to move forward?
Well, I think it's just a dedication to having an honest conversation, quite frankly. I think there are so many elements of the administration's agenda that we are very supportive of, and we are very appreciative of. If you look at, from a soybean perspective, what the Trump administration has done with the biofuel marketplace, for example, proposals to increase volumes of biofuels, particularly bio-based diesel, which soy is used to produce, a significant increase in the administration's proposal. And we wholeheartedly support that. But when there is something that, is counter to supporting agriculture, we have to let the administration know. And there's a certain way you do it, and there's a certain way you don't do it. We're quick to thank the administration when they do something that's going to benefit agriculture. We're also going to speak up when we say, this policy here, it's not going to help American agriculture. And you just have to be respectful in how you approach that.
My full conversation with Brandon Kern is online now at ohioagnet.com. Let's get a check of the weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Seedconsultants.com. Here's Ryan Martin.
We have good sunshine in control for the balance of the day today. We're going to be sunny and dry tomorrow as well. We move through Friday on 100% coverage across Ohio, anywhere from 1/10 to 3/4 of an inch. Pausing overnight Friday night through most of Saturday. Then Saturday night into Sunday, another area of low pressure comes through. Once again, we can see 1/10 to 3/4 of an inch of moisture, but that front ushers down dramatically colder air for Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday. Rain and wet snow can be seen in that. Most of the wet snowflakes come in overnight hours. I'm Ryan Martin.
We'll check the markets next on the Ohio AgNet.
When you're buying seed, there's more to a transaction than money. You're exchanging time and trust, hoping each decision adds up at harvest. Seed consultant sales professionals don't take that lightly. With products made to excel in the Eastern Corn Belt and agronomic knowledge that stands up to the test, we're all about the same things you are: reliability and results. Buy into a better seed experience. Visit seedconsultants.com to view our corn and soybean lineup.
Before we check the midday markets, let's get a look at some analysis with Ryan Metzger.
In a great sign of de-escalation, China has taken steps to lower their retaliatory tariffs against U.S. ag products, giving U.S. soybeans an effective tariff rate of 13%. The market will need to see China follow through on U.S. announced purchases to sustain the current market rally. Please visit our website at licemercantile.com to learn more about our crop insurance services, grain marketing program, and brokerage services.
Ryan, thank you. At midday, corn for December 2 cents higher, $4.33 1/4. November beans a nickel to the plus side, $11.13 1/4, and wheat for July $5.80 1/4, off by 1/4 penny. Live cattle for December down $3.45 at $224.32. Feeder cattle for January down $6.17 at $323.05, and December lean hogs up 47 cents at $80.40. Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. I'm Ty Higgins. We'll see you down the road.